We'll call this meeting to order, it being 6 o'clock. Neil, would you like to lead us in the pledge, please? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First we eat the lifesaver, then we approve minutes. So we have two sets of minutes, one from the non-public and work session meeting of April 11th. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
By John, second by Bill. If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then the regular meeting minutes of the same date, April 11th.
Make a motion to approve.
By Mike.
Second.
Second by John. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Let's get on that. Announcements are that we will meet at 6 o'clock on Monday, May 9th, and then at 6 o'clock on Monday, May 23rd. The work review sessions always occur prior to the regular meeting at 5 o'clock. We're going to hold a public hearing at the high school auditorium during the regular select board meeting on Monday, May 9th, which is our next meeting, of course, at 6:15. The purpose of this meeting is to provide the public with information on the proposed Northern Pass project and offer an opportunity for the town of Plymouth residents to provide comments and ask questions concerning that project. The next line says all the above meetings will be held in the town hall unless otherwise posted, but of course I just said that one. Our next meeting is at the high school. Weather observations for the month of March are available in the town hall. Anyone wishing to be listed on the agenda should notify the town hall before noon, the Friday before a scheduled meeting. And road bans are in effect through May 1. I wanted to address this Northern Pass thing a little bit more, just so people know where we are here. So we're going to do this under chairman's comments, I think the agenda says, although I think there are a couple people here who may want to. I think this shows up on the agenda again, but just for purposes of informing people a little bit more. As everybody knows, I think the town and the select board are both on the record as opposing Northern Pass. We've sought and obtained intervenor status with the Site Evaluation Committee, the so-called SEC. We feel that Northern Pass would be extraordinarily and unnecessarily disruptive to the town, and of course would provide little or no benefit to us. In addition, we agree with those who have suggested that the use of I-93 as a corridor for the line should be explored, and we don't understand why Public Service refuses to address this option. It's important to all of us on the select board, and we've discussed this quite a bit, to keep Plymouth residents informed of contact with Eversource. To that end, we want you to know that the town has been approached by Northern Pass, and the town's attorney, John Radigan, has had a discussion with its representatives to learn what they were proposing for the town. We want to emphasize that the select board has not changed its position in opposing it. What Attorney Radigan has communicated to us is that if Eversource receives approval from the SEC and they acquire any other required approvals, their proposal is that the line would run underground down Route 3 to the Rotary and then continue down Green Street to a point at the south end of town where it would return to Route 3. Northern Pass has also proposed paying the town of Plymouth $1 million a year for 10 years, a payment we believe they intend to make in lieu of paying taxes. Because we wish to be as transparent about this as possible, and want to know what Plymouth residents feel about this, we've scheduled this public hearing that I discussed before for May 9th. The purpose is to hear what Plymouth residents have to say about this proposal. We recognize that there is little detail and don't know whether we'll have any additional detail prior to May 9th. However, we think it's important to have a sense of the town's feelings about this as soon as possible. And that's it for that. And I don't have any other comments,
Mike, would you
so, yes.
Would you like to take the questions now?
You want to deal with, sure.
I know Dick asked to just wait.
Thank you.
Mr. Hage.
Yeah, Dick Hage. Do I have to? No.
Do whatever you'd like, Dick. Whatever's comfortable. You can come up here if you'd like, that's fine.
Yeah, it would be wonderful if we could have a copy of what you read. Is that a possibility?
Look at it, Mike.
Because there was a lot to try to keep track of. Thank you very much. Well, the question I have were two questions, really. What would be the format of the meeting on the 9th so people can feel prepared for the nature of the format that you have planned? Do you want to respond to that at this point, or?
I think what we foresee is that we would open the public hearing up to comments and questions from people, primarily from the town of Plymouth, to hear what they have to say about this. I don't think we're going to be able to answer a whole lot of questions beyond what I just said unless they give us some more information before then. But I don't really anticipate that that's going to occur. I think it's going to be a while. So in my mind, the issue is really, to some extent, they want us to get on board with this proposal of theirs. And they're essentially offering to pay us some money to do that. And, our position has been to be opposed to this project. And I guess to me, the money's a new wrinkle, and we'd like to hear if that changes people's minds. I'd like to
Right.
know what the people of the town have to say about that.
Well, first of all, I'm pleased to hear, and I know many people are pleased to hear because they've said so, that you haven't changed your mind relative to the position of the board that was really more than 5 years old now,
Yeah.
December of 2010. Is there, the other question I have then is has Northern Pass put in writing the specifics of an offer?
No. Well, I haven't seen anything, but I don't know if they wrote a memo of some kind to John. I mean, I can't.
We believe they may have. We haven't seen it.
You have not seen it.
There could be an
The attorney might have
email
something
or
in
a
his
memo
possession.
or something.
Because he had asked for it.
So the attorney has not indicated one way or another as to whether there is
He's meeting with the board
Written.
on May 4th.
on May 4th again.
So that's why Mike's saying there may be more information, or there may not.
Well, it seems that it would be highly beneficial to the town of Plymouth if Northern Pass has not, at this point, committed a proposal in writing so that you know what you can rely on and so that the town can know what it can rely on. Then the next question would be, will you request of them to put it in writing prior to the hearing with adequate time so the community can digest it and ask relevant questions at the time of the hearing?
I think we have.
The attorney has already requested.
Yeah.
Our
Attorney has
attorney has already requested that to them.
Yeah, we don't know if they're going to do it, though. I mean, they might,
Yeah.
for all I know, decide that they don't want to, before that,
Yeah.
so that it's not available. I don't know. I mean, my view of this is that it's not over, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have another public hearing or two. I don't think this is going to be it.
Yeah.
We were afraid we were jumping the gun a little bit, but there's also a lot of rumor and people talking about it. It's a controversial issue, and we wanted to get as much out as soon as we could, make sure that people were like up to speed with us. But I don't think this is gonna be the end of it,
Okay.
or the last public hearing even.
Especially now that the May 15th deadline has been pushed up to May 20th.
Yeah. Well, there was a deadline that had been May 13th, I think, and there was an order today from the SEC that pushed it to May 20th. They gave people another week.
Since Mr. Radigan has already posed that question to them, do you foresee the likelihood of making whatever that proposal is public before the hearing?
If he gave it to us, I don't see any reason we wouldn't. Yeah, that would be the,
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the reason why we had him do it.
sure. Yeah. And would you then still have the hearing, or wait
Sure.
until you did
it
get
would
it?
be, and it would be a better one, because it would be a little more substantive. There would be, more, I guess
But
the,
it might require a second one if you don't have it.
yeah, I mean, the difficulty could
Makes
be,
sense.
if we got something on May 8th and put it at the back of the room, it might be more than people can
Yeah.
digest in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and that alone might require us to,
We've already posted it, so we're not going to cancel the meeting.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
still have it May 9th, with or without.
yeah, with or
I'm thinking
without
we
it.
will have more information than what you have tonight.
We would like to have more information.
Okay,
We were thinking we would when we first scheduled it, because originally they had said that they would have something to us within 3 weeks of their prior meeting with John.
Hmm.
And that 3 weeks is up around, right about now, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, let me just say how much I personally appreciate the fact that the board has taken the position it did, even without a vote, but it obviously, many of you and the preceding members of the board who were on the board back in 2010 attended some of the public meetings and were quite aware of the feelings in the area. Not just Plymouth, but Plymouth for sure. And we really very much appreciate the fact that there's going to be a hearing, and that probably a second one if we don't have the full details before the first one. Also, there is a wealth of knowledgeable people who have been following this whole process for going on 6 years, and I'm sure many would be very happy to be of assistance if it's a matter of fact-finding and being apprised of the various processes through the SEC and so on. So it's probably a matter of asking, but I'm sure a number of people would be happy to be of assistance in providing information, or at least understanding the process. Okay.
All right, hey, thank you, Dick, appreciate
Thank you.
it. Appreciate your time. And I guess while we're at it, yes, Maggie? Yeah, I was gonna say, while we're at it, we might as well hear from whoever else has something to say.
I just wanted to follow up with a couple of questions on what you said regarding the discovery period, and also Mr. Radigan's discussion, and I'd like to know when he actually requested the information from Northern Pass, written.
I can't tell you for sure. I mean, it was, he only met with them about 3 weeks ago. I think I said this already, but what they told him was that they thought they would have something, like preliminarily on the engineering and the location within 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And then also, if you do get more information from them before the public hearing, how would you then make that information public before the hearing?
Yeah, I think it would be hard to do it beforehand, depending on what form it was in. I guess if we had some kind of a letter, for example, we could make it available at the town hall, but it might be fairest and most efficient to just bring it to that
Okay.
public hearing.
Because the board, you don't have another meeting before then.
Yeah, because we don't have another
Oh,
meeting
right,
before
right,
then.
that's-
That is the next Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Yeah.
We're having our Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Yeah, and I think
That
we
night.
would want to have everybody have a chance to see, we've got this whole, I think we would bring it to that meeting. And that's kind of why I said to Dick, it could be that there would be enough information that it would be difficult to digest it
Right.
and respond immediately, which might be one reason we would have a subsequent hearing. And even if they do give us something, I think it's going to be sort of preliminary.
Right.
So there will probably be more coming down the pike in any case.
So I couldn't quite hear, May 4th, is that when
May
Mr.
4th at
Radigan
1:30.
is,
No.
what's that?
That's attorney-client.
Okay, no, I'm just asking, I couldn't hear what is happening on that day, that's all.
The board will be
We're going to
filled
meet
in
with
on the
guys would be-
latest information.
Oh, okay, because I thought that was actually going to happen tonight, is what you had mentioned last
That's what
week.
Mike was saying. We were supposed to have it.
Right,
for
I
tonight.
just
And it got
wanted to
postponed.
sort it
Yeah.
out, that's all. And then also, since May 20th is the deadline for discovery, is that something where you might be open to questions to be brought to that
Sure,
public hearing, to
actually-
be then forwarded on? I'm not sure I would be able to pull that together, but if folks were interested.
I'm sorry, I guess I didn't understand what you said.
Well, if May,
I thought I was listening, but.
if May 20th is the discovery deadline,
Right,
then that means you, as part of your intervener group, need to have questions to ask, and that's it. You can't ask Northern Pass anything else through the SEC process.
yeah. There's going to be, we got stuck in the group with Easton, Woodstock, Franconia, and Sugar Hill. And there's going to be a meeting up in Sugar Hill tomorrow night with at least a few people from that group. And I'm going to go there, and Sharon's going to go there. And Mike Ahern is going to go there, and Bill was planning on it but has a conflict, and I'm not sure about, I don't know if these guys have made it, but at least 3 or 4 of us are going to be up at that meeting tomorrow night, and I believe this is the first meeting of that group. I don't think it has a designated representative. There's a woman who has kind of gone to the trouble of arranging the meeting, and I don't know I don't know what's going to develop there. But I guess that's the group through whom we would funnel whatever questions we had. And if you were volunteering to write some questions, that would be fine.
Well-
Sharon has taken a stab at it and actually provided them to us tonight, so we've got to start on that.
Well, I would see that process as a way to really ask the hard questions of Northern Pass about what they're promising to do. But if they aren't providing any specifics of what they're promising to do, then how can that discovery process be effective? But maybe that's when you can ask those specific questions and through the SEC process, get some answers. Maybe.
Yes,
Is there a
Mike.
way that if we get this letter from Northern Pass, the offer, or that we could somehow contact a few people that it's in the office, they could come up and pick it up? So they could have as much notice as possible prior to May 9th?
Did you want to address his question?
I was wondering why we couldn't put it on the town website.
I don't know, I just haven't really given that any thought. I'd want to think about that for a minute before committing to it.
You better have a board meeting before you do something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
so that's one of the things.
You would have to call another
None of
board
us
meeting.
can do anything independently,
Well, I think it's, for the
And so-
purposes of the public hearing, I think it's fine to bring it there. And the discovery process doesn't close until the 20th. So there'll be time between May 9th and May 20th to try to come up with those questions that aren't answered.
If
I
people
think
have-
that
yeah.
would be fine. Yeah. It's tight, but it's doable. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Anybody else want to, while we're on the subject? Okay. Well, then I just have to remember where I was here.
We're down to appointments.
You just said chairman's comments, appointments.
Yeah. we have Delaney Panagoulis reappointment to the Parks and Rec Commission as a member. Is she here? No. And her letter says, Dear Plymouth Board, I am writing this letter as I understand my position serving the Plymouth Parks and Rec Commission is up for renewal. I intend and look forward to continuing my service on this committee. Please let me know if you need any further information or have any questions. Sincerely, Eleni Panagoulis. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Do we have a motion on that?
I move that we appoint Eleni to the Parks and Rec Commission.
By Bill, second by Mike. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. That sounds like a unanimous vote. We'll sign the appointment here. And then I guess while they're doing that, we'll go on to Susan Amberg is asking to be reappointed to the Parks and Rec Commission, and she says, I am writing to express my interest in being reappointed to the Parks and Recreation Commission. I've enjoyed my time on the commission and hope to be of continued service in the future. As a mother and coach of recreation activities, I know what a fine job Larry Gibson and Lisa Ash do for the community. I believe that my position as the director of Whole Village Family Resource Center will also help bring a different perspective to the work of the commission. Thank you for your consideration, Susan Amberg. And again, we have a motion to appoint Susan
I make a motion that we reappoint Susan Amberg.
by Mike.
I'll second that.
Bill's gonna second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
That sounds like a unanimous vote, too. And
Visitor Mike?
yes, we have, is that you? Yes. Steve Anglia from the Grace Baptist Church. Good evening.
My name is Steve Angel. I'm the, as you pronounce Angel.
I'm sorry, Angel.
It's spelled differently. But I'm the pastor of Grace Baptist Church here in Plymouth. I'm a resident of Rumney, moved here just 2 years ago. The church was established 2011 here in Plymouth. A group of people, about 30 or so charter members. We have about 65, 70 attending our services now. We're meeting down at the senior center here in Plymouth.
I'm sorry, at the senior center, did you
Yes.
say? Yeah.
Yeah, we get there on Sunday afternoons. We have Sunday school at 1:30, service at 2:30. A little different schedule than most churches, but people find it relaxing not having to jump up early in the morning and get their kids ready for church. and we have a couple of folks that work nights, and they can nap in the morning and be in the church service in the afternoon. That's not very good for Patriots fans, but not too many of those. But
No, not in this town.
so since I'm from Pennsylvania myself, I'm still a little bit of an Eagles fan. But
Oh, I see.
so
We'll forgive that,
I
or
have
overlook
forgive
it.
me for that. Of course, they haven't done real well recently. So. But anyway, our church was established 2011, is 5 years ago in May, and so we're having our 5th anniversary coming up May the 15th. And I would like to give each of you an invitation to come to that, and we'd love to recognize you as a selectman of our city, and to thank you for your service here, and just to get to know you and get to know our congregation, so you know we're here. Eventually, in the future, we're looking forward to, of course,
building a more permanent, or getting a more permanent facility for our ministries here. And right now, our church is excited and growing, and we just want to let you know that we're here, and if there's any way we can help in the community, and to help out here in Plymouth, we would love to be a part of the community, and the folks here are trying to step. We have folks all the way from Bristol, Alexandria, of course, Plymouth, Campton, Rumney, Holderness. We have folks from all over the area here attending our services.
Yeah.
But we was letting you know we'd love to have you. Be honored if any of you or all of you could attend our special celebration on May the 15th. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. We have a special guest speakers, and then we have a special meal afterwards at 4 o'clock. Banquet. We'd love to have you come be a part of that. And so I just want to let you know we're here and give you invitation to that very special occasion for our church. And if I can give you each of these, I'll
Sure.
do that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Nice to see you. And then Joe? Mr. Fagnant, how are you?
Good, how are you?
All right. So what would you like to talk to us about? I bet it's Highland Street drainage repair.
Yeah, I have an opportunity to try to fix a water issue up there while we're waiting on the Highland Street project to get underway. So this is kind of outside of that scope of works. So,
Is this something that would not be included in the redo of Highland Street, is that what you're saying? Or it is?
Yes,
Yes.
it's outside the perimeters.
Okay.
so we have a water issue up there, and I want to try to address it because I think a lot of the things that are going on up there on the flat by Reservoir Road pertains to that water issue. So if I can
Okay.
correct that, probably make a lot of residents happy.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about
How
what?
far up Reservoir Road is this?
Well, it starts on the corner and it goes towards the old Lionel Market. There's a drain that's plugged and failed. And so all the water comes down off of Smith Street and it travels, and it actually, by the time it gets to the end of Reservoir, it goes through the intersection, and we have an awful mess there, so.
So to keep it from going through the intersection, is that? Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I see it's set to start in June, as soon as the high school's out. So.
Right.
Okay.
I have an unrelated question. Does the town maintain Artisan Way or Artisan?
Yep.
That's a town road. How far up?
Well, it dead ends, so right to basically
Where it stops.
where it ends.
Yeah, that's all.
So
All right.
Thanks.
I move that we accept this purchase order for drainage repairs on Reservoir Road.
I want one of you guys to second it, because these guys. Second by John. All right, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so we've approved, just because we didn't really say, a purchase order for Joe to hire Dana White Excavating to fix the drainage issue he described for $11,250.
Gonna be a new catch basin.
Mr. Chair, while we have Joe here,
Yes.
he has some road updates.
We've been trying to work on our back roads, getting them graded. So our grader's still down, so I hired one. I had it 20 hours before that broke down. So I have another one out there for another 15 hours or so. And I'm Still waiting on my grader.
Is ours being repaired?
Mhm.
It's in the shop, as they say?
Yep, so it's a slow process, but, I mean, we're out there, we're trying to make the best of it.
Yeah. Are we renting it?
Correct. Yep. And part of the problem is, it seems like people forget because the snow melt went so quick that we're still in April
Yeah,
and the roads are still posted, so.
yeah. Well, it's gonna snow tonight too.
Correct,
here, Right,
so-
so
There's still frost in
you
there.
gotta get your plows
Still a little
back
bit,
out.
a few places.
Yeah,
And the biggest problem is we're receiving a lot of complaints about our back roads and our dirt roads, and normally we wouldn't even be getting to them yet.
right. It's just so early, isn't it? Yeah, right. All right, well, I'm sure you're on it.
The best that we can, yep.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for coming in, Joe. Nice to see you.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
I think that goes to Kathy too. Oh, wait, where's she on? Is it the 24th?
25th.
I should know it. The same all day, right? And then, I have Jessica Sharon on here. It was about Northern Pass though, and I think we passed that. She's gone or not here?
That was the lady that came in last. I think the consensus was the information had been put out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe she got what,
Yeah, she learned what she came to learn. Good. And then we have committee reports. I'm back pedaling a little bit here, but committee reports. Anybody have anything to report?
Yeah. Yeah, April 19th, we had a meeting of the Campus Community Council. We had the town administrator, Mike Capone from Holderness, and we had members of the student body, campus police, Plymouth Police, town administrator, other members of the administration from the university. They've got a pretty elaborate plan for Spring Fling, which is coming up this week. It's going to start on Thursday, and they're going to have several bands. They're going to have a band up at the Hartman Union Building, and then they're going to have another celebration on the line of Mary Lyon Hall, the lawn of Mary Lyon Hall, and then the big name band is going to be at the new indoor track Allwell North building on North River Street. They're expecting 6,000 people. This year they're going to have heightened security, and they're going to check all bags. And that's something new. And they have a lot of plans to try to maintain peace and order and make sure everybody has a good time. It was also announced that the skate park is now owned by the town, and I guess the students really enjoy that, and they're going to expand the artwork area.
Right, yeah.
And the university has some new policies on sexual assaults in the reporting aspects, and it appears that there's a rise in sexual assaults, but they feel that there isn't really an increase. It's just that there's more reporting going on, and there's more awareness in general, which is a good thing. And they're also making plans to long-term goal to have a surveillance camera system, which they think will help a lot. Mark Fischler is going to assume Jim Hundreiser's responsibilities, and Julie Bernier is stepping back to the faculty. And the student union building has been renovated, and the university is going to maintain security at the events at the Spring Fling. We also, on April 19th, the Conservation Commission had a meeting, and they went over their budget for maintaining property, and they're working on new signs for trails. They have a new trail that goes from the Walter Newton Natural Area up, and it comes out on Texas Hill Road, right near the intersection of Old Hebron Road, not far from the parking lot. And they have a plan for maintaining parking lots. They're also applying for a grant to study invasive species on the Baker River, along the Baker River. And also they have some events scheduled, April 27th at the Hub, 3 to 5 p.m., and May 12th at Pease Library from 6 to 8:30, and on June 2nd, 6:30 to 8:30, they're going to have wetland scientist speaking on natural and historic resources. And they're working on aquatic resource mitigation, and they also celebrated Earth Day along with other concerned organizations up at the Hartman Union Building on the green. So things are going pretty well. One of their priorities is to develop wildlife corridors and a wildlife action plan to connect the major natural areas in the town, and hopefully we'll have a trail network for people to be able to hike along these areas. That's pretty much
Okay.
yeah, things are going pretty good.
Sounds like you were busy. Thanks, Neil. Anybody else?
Chamber meeting on the 13th that I'm going to go to of May on Friday night.
Okay. Oh, here next time, yes?
So I attended a planning board meeting last Thursday, and there were 3 items that we reviewed and approved. There was a lot line adjustment, subdivision approval for one of the pieces of the Faber property. And there was a change of use for a business, a local business. And speaking of planning board, the fact that we're going ahead with a master plan development, we're working with a consultant from North Country Council, and next, when is it? Say the 27th, at room 119 in the Hub. There's going to be a meeting of minds with the university, with the town planning board, and any interested party to look at how we will integrate the PSU's vision as they go forward with their master plan strategy and ours as well. So if there are interested parties, please attend. It's going to be at 3 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th.
With the 27th.
Wednesday, the 27th. Thank you, Sharon.
Day after
for
tomorrow.
remembering that. Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, it's going to be in the Hub, room 119. There was also an invitation that we received from Holden School to have a tour of their solar array at the skating rink, as well as their new biomass energy plant. And Maggie Mumford extended the invitation to us, and it was pretty impressive.
When is that?
That was.
Oh, you already had it?
Yeah, that was Earth Day as well.
Oh.
But I know the biomass plant has been something that the high school has wanted for some years, and hopefully we can have one up there eventually, sooner than later.
I'm perfectly happy to host another event.
I would love to see that.
So would I.
Okay.
Very impressive.
I'll bet.
It's bigger and better than my solar array, so. That's pretty much it.
And I am, well, I almost always forget the public comments part. And so are there any? I'm wondering why,
I'm
yeah.
just here to make sure that nothing goes through that skate park.
I was wondering why you came tonight, but it's the,
Just curious to see what exactly is going on, especially down that south end of town, if it has any impact on us.
the power line is, you're never gonna have to shovel the skate park. It's gonna,
Yeah, be heated.
it's gonna be a heated, the only heated skate park in
But
New
I
England.
do have to say that there've been tons of kids down there every day.
Really?
Open down there, and then we have Chronicle is gonna be coming to do a story on the graffiti park.
Oh, nice.
Maybe possibly Thursday, but maybe next week. So I'm expecting some good notorieties.
Great.
Artists have been down there working on it, so it's,
You've only put 7 years into this.
Yeah.
and I always just thank you guys for everything you've done to help that process along.
Do you have your own skateboard, Mike?
No,
No?
no. But I should get one.
Yeah.
You know, James left one in the garage that I could loan you, I think.
You take pictures of me with that. and
Yeah.
use it one of the comments that, Chicago.
All right. Well, if there is no further public comment, we are at the end of our agenda, and I would,
Oh, I have,
yes, Neil.
I have something that, I've been meeting with members of the faculty at the university, and it's kind of an informal group. We're concerned about the promotion of our town, the future of our town, and the fact that the Chamber of Commerce doesn't seem to be functioning as we would expect. And I think it's a critical time in this community. We really need to take the lead and support, the select board really needs to support a group of citizens in their efforts to promote the community.
Do you have a suggestion? Or,
Well, I'm asking for the select board to give us some support as an informal group of citizens. And I'm willing to lead that effort. We'd like to develop a plan to invite travelers to our community and make a presentation of the community that might lead to them becoming permanent residents and people who might invest in our community and promote business in our community.
we need housing. I think that's one of the issues with that.
I think we need to have an awareness group that can start building a consensus on promoting the town.
Well, why don't you suggest something, and we should take that up.
Okay.
There are a couple of groups in town that are kind of going forward with similar kind of initiatives. There's a group downtown, and actually I was talking to Barb Terrio briefly, and so I don't know if she's hosting it or leading it, but she's involved with it. And also Steve Rand was looking at something to kind of like
I think we all need to get together so we're all in the same
place
room.
of the chamber that left. So
Didn't you say you have a chamber meeting to go to?
Yes,
Do you know
the
what's
13th.
going on with the chamber? really?
I have no clue. I know that, I don't think it's just Plymouth Chamber, but I think chambers overall,
It's been combined.
Yeah.
right, it's been combined, but I
Somebody
think
from-
chambers overall throughout the
Yeah.
United States was the focal point when someone's coming into town to get information. Now, people turn on their computers and they can
Yeah.
find everything out themselves, so I think it's posed.
Functions changed, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to find out what their plan is going forward and bring that information back to the board here.
I mean, it may be that they're regrouping. I
Well,
don't know what the status is, but
I'm really interested in developing a relationship with faculty and students at the university and tapping into their expertise and their capabilities to help the town. And at the same
Yeah.
time, you know, I think we can help them.
Okay, great. Well, I think we should look into that. That's a great idea. Why don't you give it a little
Work on
more
it.
thought and then come back and tell us what you found, and I'm
Okay.
sure if we can help with something, if the town can help with something, we will. All right. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
John, Neil, all those in favor?
Aye.
Good night.